All right. Hello. Get that angle down a little bit. Just getting final part set up here for my video. Just it's a new area we haven't been in before. This is the workbench area, and it's going to be on a bit of an angle. I'm going to try to see if I can get it up on a shelf over here, a little better angle. But just wanted to get a video going here, show you a new machine I picked up. All right, I actually picked up two new machines, and both of them have issues, unfortunately. I paid $80, nice 7-hour drive round trip. That was rough. That was rough. I'm not gonna lie to you, that was rough. But you'll get to see what I got, and you get to see the spoils of a long trip, well traveled. Let's see. Before I get started, so one of the things I want to do with the channel here is I want to actually make it more based around some more diversity. Pachinko is going to be a big part of it, not just DVD pickups and such. I do want to still talk about movies. I still do buy DVDs. I got a ton of them to put away, probably in the area of 400 or 500. So I'm doing that for the 4th. But we're going to get to this. I'm going to lift this guy up here. Actually, I'll bring this down first and show you how much of a mess this thing is. All right, so this is what we're dealing with here. It actually does turn on. You'll notice in here, we got some glue. Somebody did a glue job here. We got wires going back in through there. Coming from here, there was like tape across here, you can see. There is tape across here holding this on. I don't know why. I'm going to be taking that off to find out why that's on. We got, a lot of dust on these covers and crap. And this is not just water. It's like a paint or some kind of formula or something that got on these, as well as over here, you can see. So a lot of plastic cleanup has to happen, but that doesn't, that's not functionality. What I'm going to be trying to do today is making sure screen works, which I have seen it do it. And I'm going to be trying to get the sound working and figure that out. These little dials up here hold in the frame to the play field. I was trying to get this off because there's also a ball jam right here. If you can see that, some balls jammed in here. So I want to get this open, swing it out, but this is a new frame for me. I have never dealt with this. So there's a lot of new stuff in here. So like that allows you to get to some kind of a circuit board for some purpose. I do have my phone on me, and I will be using Google Translate to decode some of this stuff. And I'll mention how I do that and what I get. The transformer that's on this right now is rated for 40 volt amps, which there's no way that can be enough. 24 volts AC out, 120 volts in. This is way underpowered for what we needed to do for this machine. So I'll have to get a different transformer. I do have one over here I can use. I was trying to use it the other day to fix another machine, new one I picked up. But let's get this one up so I can show you the front and everything, okay? All right, 1, 2, 3. Here's a good part about the machine. It looks good overall. I mean, there's a lot that needs to be done, but you try to see. I'm going to clear a spot on this shelf up here and slide all this stuff over. See if I can get a spot to put this up. But for now, I'll let you look at that. So that's the machine. I know it looks crazy, but that's the machine. It's called like Flame LOL. I kind of think of it as a like a Japanese Saturday Night Live almost kind of thing. It looks like. I don't know the show it's based on, the people that are in it or anything. But all right, I think we got a spot here. Let's see if this works. So hopefully work okay. Again, new location here, new setup, new everything. So we got a lot of figuring out to do. So bear with me. Definitely make suggestions. If the angle's bad or anything, let me know. I'm open to ideas. I'm open to concepts, new ideas. Definitely. Like I said, trying to get this area all set up. It's not easy. So I think having that light off is actually better. I think I'm going to get rid of this light. Actually, this lamp sucks. All right, so this is the machine here. It's a Daiti, and it does have a display on it, which is something I've never seen before. It does have some little buttons on it here. So this may be the first opportunity we've had. And I'm not a big fan of how this sits because it wants to fall back, it almost seems like, but it doesn't fall back, which is good. Let's see what we can do here. So if we go into Google Translate and we decide we're going to look up, what we got here, we can go Google Translate, camera, and I can point the camera at these different things, and it'll do live translations if I can get it to focus on one. Return, balance, and this ball rental. Okay, so my guess is this. Based on that, this is probably give you your money back somehow. I'll have to figure out how that works. This is to rent balls. And so these kind of act as the two buttons on the newer pachinkos. I don't know if you've seen the newer pachinko machines, but the newer ones have like a way you can rent balls, and it's all, connected back to the parlor. But there's a little device on the back that allows you to do that. And that is this guy here. I'm going to try to get this off here so I can show you. This little guy here. You get these. I think this is a Dave Robb dongle. Remind you, if you're an IT person all back in the day, this is very similar to a parallel port. In fact, I think it might be a 25-pin parallel port, but that's the connector right here. So that's hooked on the back here. And then we're going to turn it around, but yes, it's dirty as heck. Needs a little cleanup. There's a lot of chrome around here. I have this that I'm going to be using on that. This is a chrome and stainless polish. Really good. After you clean it, you polish it with that. Get it nice and shiny. That's one thing. How to get this plastic nice and shiny is Plexus. Works really good. How to get it clean. One of the things I use, and I'm out of it, I gotta get new stuff, is Crazy Clean. This stuff was great. There's this stuff called Awesome Clean, I guess. I have to start finding. But then there's Simple Green. Works good too. Non-toxic, biodegradable, all-purpose cleaner foam. Clean, degrease, deodorize. And you want to deodorize. As much as this glass looks bad, if I open this up, there's a ton of just brown gunk all over this play field. What I need to do for that is I have to go and get all these pins out in here, take them all out. I have to polish them. They're not horrible, but getting them out would allow me to clean this play field much more effectively, because this play field has tons of brown dots all over it, and that's like nicotine and whatever gunk. I know I don't just blame cigarette smokers, but if you see down here, what this is right here, this is an ashtray. Okay, that's an ashtray. That's made for them to be able to smoke while they're in there. And then this slide here, that's how you get those from the top down to the bottom. And then this one here, sliding this one over. Ooh. Okay, that's a little better, but that'll need some cleaning. But that opens a hole here to allow you to get the balls down into your hand. So, if you're in chat, feel free to say hi. Feel free to ask questions. I'm definitely open to questions. I want to see what people want to know more about. This machine is one of the older ones. It's from 1995. I looked up October of 1995. You got a 1 in 315 chance of hitting. And it is a card reader version now that I'm looking at it. And what does this top line say? Low probability. Probability rate, let's see. Probability rate is 1 out of 2. Limit is 250 times. Remit though. And then bottom says CR Flame LOL Core V. Like V. V for victory. In these machines, the way you're wanting to work these, the newer ones, you can't go to the right unless you're in like a fever mode. But on this one, you could go left or right, and you're trying to get them as many as you can into here. Going through these doesn't really do anything for you. It just kind of passes it through. Some machines, it does do things. This one doesn't. But you also can get the ball in these spots. This, I'd say, is pretty much near impossible the way the pins are set up right now. You can bend these pins around. This one's really bent up. You could bend this down, this up and stuff, and get them to go in these much easier. And then you'd be able to hit a lot more often, which in a home environment, you want to. I don't see the fun in sitting there forever with balls just going behind your machine that you're going to just have to bring back out. So, you know, that's the long and short of this, is that you want to make it easy, in my opinion, easy to get into the pockets so that you can get into the other modes and such. This one's pretty much like a slot machine in the respect that it's just going to go number or whatever. You don't have the ability really to affect the outcome like you do on the slot machines. On Apache slot, you can stop each reel, and you're stopping physical reels, so it's a little more skill based. There is some stuff like that in some pachinkos, but this one, there isn't. I've seen the videos of it, and I can link to a video on that if anybody's interested in seeing what this gameplay is like. But I'm going to plug it in so you can see what it does right now. Like I said, I think it's got a way underpowered transformer on it that I definitely need to buy a new one. Finding those isn't impossible. You just have to know what you're looking for, and I'll show you how to figure that out. But let's just plug this guy in, see what we get here. Now, somebody did put a US transformer on it. The way I know is the Japanese transformers were 100 volt primary voltage. This is not. This is actually an incoming voltage of 120 and drops it down to a secondary of 24. But the amps are all wrong. It's 40 volt amps total. And let me see. Yeah, the machine wants 100 volt amps. So it's nowhere near the neighborhood of what it needs to be. The 100 number you'll see on the back of a lot of machines and such is at the max. At a max, it'll want 100 volt amps. If everything's going, you know, you're in a big fever and the screen's going nuts and you're hitting jackpots and dispensing balls and everything. If it's having to do all that at the same time, it needs all the juice it can get. So we're going to unhook this. We're going to hook this guy up. All right. Got another ball out of it. It keeps dropping balls out every time I turn it on. So I'm kind of got to figure out where that is. But if you're seeing a little bit here, I can move you a little closer temporarily. This is a little bit of animation going on a screen. And this is the attract mode of the older machines. It just kind of sits here and does some animations. And like I said, these are some kind of comedy troupe or some group on animated bodies, and it's different. It's definitely different, but yeah, dainty. So what it should do, here's basically the long and short of what this thing should be doing. If a ball comes in the machine and drops into here, or here, especially here it should spin this. It's not doing that right now. It also, I'm not hearing any sound. So that doesn't seem to be working. I don't know if this should be working or not. That might depend. But what I got to do first is I really got to get that back open. So I'm going to unplug it again, turn it off. But you can see we got lights here and here. Should these be on? I don't know. We do got the running lights around here, and they all look good. These are probably real bulbs, not LEDs. There is the flame kind of up here, which kind of goes with the whole flame LOL. And And then this, is just kind of its, serial number and such. These can only be in Japan. These can only be in a place for about 2 years. And then they have to change out the machines. So we're going to see what we can do here. So, and these are heavy, at least for me. They're not light machines. One thing I use to clean these is I'll put them in. I got a sonic cleaner over here. I use that. I got some other ways, but yeah, this is definitely leaning back right now. I don't really like that. I'll have to do something about that, but right now I need to go and see if I can get this door to open outward, figure out where it's getting hung up that it doesn't want to open. So let's see. What I think it might be, there's a guess, is that because it's getting jammed like right about here. Now it's up here. Oh, another great thing is the plug isn't even there. This is all glued in. So you can't even unplug it from the machine up here, which is just great. So I got to basically get a some way to adapter or something to be able to plug it in correctly. That's going to be nice to find. Oh, I kind of see what's going on here now. And why this broke off, too, I think I'm seeing. There's somewhere up here. I think it's this thing in here. There's a little guy, like a little red dot guy, that I think this is stuck on. There we go. Had to lift it up a little bit. So we got that coming a little more. Okay. Good part is it's a little more here. I'm seeing some other ugliness that they did here. Not thrilled with any of it. So I think I need to take the centerpiece out. Now, you shouldn't have to, but because of some other great ideas they did here, it's necessitating it. And therefore, I kind of have to. So I'm locking it back in. And then now I got locked back in, at least in 3 of the spots, and I'll just lock all 4. Is now I can go at it with the screwdriver and get out the screws of this thing and see how did they exactly do this. Because I'm going to re-glue this. I am not going to keep this how it is right now. Because it's hardly hanging on. It's barely hanging on, like you can tell. It's just dancing here. Now, one big thing you always want to be doing when you're messing with machines and you're not very familiar with them, especially a frame you're not very familiar with, take tons of pictures before you start taking it apart. Just take pictures, take pictures, take pictures. That's what I tell people. And I don't do enough myself, so I'm no more perfect than imperfect than anybody else. So, but it's for your own good. The more pictures you take, the less stuff you may break. I don't know. Let's hope that's true. So I'm going to unhook that guy. There's a guy here, little gray and white guy. And they try to make these connectors unique on each one. Can't plug them in the wrong thing. Not always are they, though. So again, pictures. And try not to pull by the cords like I was just doing. That's actually a bad thing to do. There we go. This is definitely the incoming power, because that's coming from up here in the corner. I can tell you that much. That much I know for sure. If I'm wrong, I'll let you know. So I'm just trying to undo a little bit of this. A zip tie would be wonders, and I probably will do that after this, once I figure out what all this is about. It almost looks like somebody modded the audio. There's two cords here that are very similar. So I'm just making sure to get a shot of which order they're hooked up in. Because again, you don't want to you don't want to do this wrong. You want to just take your time. Okay, so we're getting a lot more of this unhooked. A lot more. I don't know why all these wires are so intertwined, but there's a lot of stuff just like all over the place in this thing. All over, man. I'm just saying, this is like a mess of wiring. Oh, this guy's still hooked up over here. That was a leaf that just fell out, in case you're curious. Okay, so this one that's hooked in right here, and is a complete pain to get to. Got it though. And then this yellow guy. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this will be kind of easy to fix once I get this unmounted. So I'm going to actually take this off right here, because there we go. All right. There it is. Whew. All right, maybe that's it for tonight. Now, I wanted to get that unmounted so I could see what it was like behind here, what we're dealing with dirt-wise, what's broken, how many leaves there are. All great things to find out. It'll tell you how well this was stored. And, you know, in this case, not very well. This wasn't in a nice place. The spring down here is pretty rusted. I'll get that off at some point and give it a bath. Actually, maybe I might even do that right now. I can get that off, actually. Fun fact on this. Some of these, when you get them on the really old machines, the spring will actually have inside of it like a piece of newspaper. So if you get one, check it out and see what you end up with. You could have a newspaper from the 1970s, maybe even 1960s and such. You never know. I'm going to try this crazy clean on this, just see what that does to it. Crazy clean's like lost It's Gusto though. That container is pretty much on the dead on arrival train. Unfortunately, I'm very sad about it because I like this stuff, and I don't remember where I got it, but just gotta look it up on the internet. I'm just gonna go with this guy instead. This will foam up really nice. You don't really see this down here, but let me see if I can aim down more, and I'll show you what I'm doing. I got it on here. I'm just kind of letting it sit. Kind of roll the other sides around a little bit in it, like something like Super Sloppy Double Dare, if you remember that from back in the day. I'm trying to clean off that outer coating of rust that was on it, because that was pretty funky looking. It's not bad, but we got some of the silver back. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump this in the Sonic, actually. And turn that on. Hopefully that's not annoying. Hopefully you can barely hear it. All right. So now we got this guy out. We have to get these boards mounted off of the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be unmounting each of these from that and trying to look at how they mounted those exactly. There is a metal piece behind them that they're mounted to. And it could just be that they're slid into place somehow. Let's see. So this is the exploration part that I tell people, don't be scared, but just don't be stupid, right? Don't be scared, but don't be stupid. Look for screws. Screws are going to tell you a lot. Screws are going to tell you, what you should do. And I'm like taking some more pictures here. Again, you never take too many pictures. I will tell you that. You can never take too many. This here should be like zip tied, in a couple spots to make it easier to follow in the future. Why they were just all over the place, I don't know. Maybe somebody was working on the machine. Maybe something else. Whatever the reason, it was wrong, right? It was wrong. They should not have done that. Inside of here is probably our CRT. Now, one thing is this red piece here is just dangling by a screw. There's a red piece. Let me see if I can get this up a little bit so you can see. Over here, it's a red piece. I'm going to get it unmounted and I'll show you it. But this did something. All right. All right. This does have a little piece of blue plastic on it right here. You can see they tried to glue it together. I don't know why they used what they used, but evidently, I don't know. It seemed like a good idea at the time, maybe. And remember, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You can message on this. I do read my comments. I like comments, even if they are negative, but try not to be negative, or I'll report you to YouTube. Just kidding. Maybe. Depends on how negative. But yeah, this is kind of what it's like. If you try to get a machine going from 1995, right? And you expect it to be easy. It could be if you get lucky and get a fully functional one, but you're not going to get them typically for $40. You're going to have to put some work into it. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing the work that says I earned this machine for $40. And it's kind of nice because 40, yeah, and 40, my opinion, $40 is a lot, not a ton, especially with inflation. But it's also not cheap. So it's not cheap, it's not a ton. It's like right in the middle. It's a good deal, but it's also a good deal of work. So keep that in mind. So what I'm going to do, just going to stop letting this stuff. One thing is, I will say about biting your nails, this stuff is a lot easier if you don't bite your nails too much. Oh, you know what I got? Hold on. I'm just going to blade it off here. There we go. It's coming off. It's getting better, right? Because, I mean, I am going to have to super glue this to something else using the right kind of glue, either an epoxy or something. I'm not going to use what they used, which is a glue stick, basically. A glue gun is what they kind of used here. So, who's going to see Thor: Love and Thunder next weekend? Anyone? This is being recorded on 3rd of July. So, we're going to have the boomers going all night. The boomers are going to be making the boomers. Maybe. I'm not really big myself on fireworks, but my son likes them, so we do have some. We do them safe. We don't do anything crazy, but we do have some that go up in the sky and explode. Not gonna lie, we're in Michigan, so they changed that a few years ago when they finally figured out, hey, all that money that's going to Ohio could be coming here to us instead and just staying in the state. And so, and they have certain days you're only supposed to do fireworks, and that never works. It's always ignored. Okay. I had to grab one of these. Gotta get a new blade out of here. This blade is trashed on this thing. I used it to scrape some carpet, to cut some carpet, and if you do that, I'm going to tell you right now, you kill your blade. So don't try to salvage it if you end up doing that. Yeah, this guy's all toasty, so he goes bye-bye. Now, the thing is, I'm trying to remember how this works exactly. Looks like this thing. Oh. Okay. Not sure what that really does for me, but if I push this up, I can push it up. Yeah. Woohoo. I mean, that's one way to get them out, right? Take them out of the top. I cut my finger open. Good times. Oh, Jesus. Well, I know this isn't exciting, but I will tell you, this packaging sucks. Honestly, it sucks. Because I see what they were going for here. See what the plan was. I also just don't see how it was supposed to actually work. All right, put that aside for another fun time. All right, we'll see if this works. Nope. All right, this has been switching out a blade with Jeremy. Oi, mate, get him down to your gut. There we go. All right. All right, that only took 5 minutes. Hopefully you guys all had a good break before we actually get back to it. This is like what I should have done to begin with. Because this, now I have new blades on here, it's cutting it like butter. Like butter! But, let's see here. All right. Well, we got this thing cleaned off pretty well. Well enough that we should be able to glue it once we figure out where exactly it goes and what exactly it does. I'm starting to see that what it might have been for might have broken off of the blue piece somewhere. Hopefully somewhere in the machine, but more likely than not, it's gone. It's just like whatever it was holding, or it just held in here like this. And so you didn't need it to be glued. So I don't know what the gluing purpose was. My guess, somebody that didn't really know what he was doing. Because if they put a piece like that there, they meant for you to be able to move it, right? They wouldn't put pieces. It would be a solid piece. You know, if it was supposed to be a solid piece, it would be a solid piece. here. So I think what I'm going to work on the rest of the time here, I'll let you go, but is fixing that giant crack that broke all the way down, cleaning it, getting it remounted, getting this turned out, getting everything out of it that I can. And that's probably where I'll stop tonight because not a lot of time left. And I just want to make some progress here. But yeah, that should be pretty good, I think, as an achievable goal. And I see one of the ways they're holding this in place here is by having it be like there's like a little top part holding the plastic in place. And I think you're supposed to, so I think, meaning I don't know, but I think you're supposed to fold the part up here and then get this part to bow out. Yep, that worked, at least. Didn't break it, so that's good. If you can get it to come out and not break it, it's always a desired outcome. And there's another one, so good. Good. There's that one. And then the center one is held in by screws, so that one I'll be getting out using screws. So, well, I hope you enjoy seeing some of this stuff. Leave comments about what you want to see next time. Hopefully, I'll be able to get deeper into the machine as far as cleaning it and such, figuring out why the audio issue is occurring. I don't know where the audio comes from yet. I have to find the soundboard. It might be this guy actually right here. But what I can do is also look for the speaker and trace backwards from there and try to see where did the wires come from. Hopefully from somewhere of intelligence. Because some of the stuff, there's a lot of connectors. And figuring out always what everything's doing is not always simple, especially without any kind of guidebook. But leave a thumbs up if you liked it. See you guys next time. Bye. Bye.